Colin Bridgerton, the man that you are. I swear to God, this was my favorite Bridgerton book that I've read so far out of all of them. It made me so giddy. It made me so happy by the end. And before anyone questions my judgment, yes, he was whiny. He was a petulant child a lot of the time. He didn't really have any issues, and he was trying to make it seem like he had issues just to feel like he suffered in the world. But on the grand scheme of things, that is nothing. Out of the 4 Bridgerton sibling books that I've read so far, Daphne, Anthony, Benedict, and now Colin and Penelope are the only couple that I actually see as a true partnership. They are so respectful of each other's ambitions and goals and wants and dreams in life, and they try to help each other out, and they actually try to protect each other within this. And I think it's actually very important that Colin's character does show anger around Penelope, because he has always been the kind one. He has been known as being the charismatic Bridgerton, the one who never really gets angry, who is always a friendly face to everyone he meets. And that is the person that Penelope fell in love with. She fell in love with this idealized version of this man, and she knows that she put him on a pedestal. She knows that she's been making him out to be something that he isn't. And so Colin being able to be angry with Penelope at Penelope's actions when it's revealed that she is Lady Whistledown is him really just showing how much he actually cares about the situation and how much he feels he's okay in order to actually yell at Penelope for this. And his anger works twofold. It helps Penelope take Colin down from the pedestal that she's put him on and see him as a genuine, real human being that she can then fall in love with again. And it also helps Colin care about something when he has spent the whole first half of the book kind of lamenting the fact that he doesn't really care about anything. He doesn't have any passions. He doesn't have any purpose. And finally, he has someone who he sees a purpose in. And it's Penelope who encourages him to go even further. She's the one who encourages him to publish his journals. She's the one who encourages him to do more with his life than just be a husband, than just be with her, even though he claims that he'd be fine with that. She knows him enough to know that that isn't the case. The main thing that I adored with Colin and Penelope's story was that there was zero shame from Colin anywhere. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, but he never paid attention to her. He didn't love her before. It would have been so good if he had noticed her before. But I would argue that that's actually a good thing. And hear me out. Colin grew to love Penelope by the end of the book once she became more confident in herself. She started to know who she was more as a person, and that drew him towards her. But Colin was never blind to the fact that Penelope felt more for him than he felt for her. He's very clear of this at the end, that he always kind of suspected that her feelings were stronger. And it's because of this that throughout all their years knowing each other, all their years of friendship, that Colin is incredibly careful to never blur those lines. Colin is known as one of the most charismatic Bridgertons. He is incredibly friendly and often quite flirty with a lot of people, but he is so careful to never do this with Penelope in case she reads it the wrong way. Because even from the beginning, even from just his years of barely knowing her and being her acquaintance, he cares about her enough to know that he can't do that with her. But the second that Colin Bridgerton realizes that what he feels for Penelope is more than friendship, he doesn't hesitate to ask her to marry him. Even though he is kind of furious with her because he just found out about her whole Lady Whistledown scheme, he still knows that what he feels is more than just friendship. And even though he could actually blow up at her and just ignore her like Benedict would, he doesn't do that. He takes her into her home and stands up against her entire family, mainly her mother, and says, I want to marry your daughter. And then he later, in private, expresses his annoyance with her and her actions and her decision to continue this Lady Whistledown thing out of spite. And the reasons that Colin is annoyed with Penelope for her actions with the Lady Whistledown column is not to do with anything that he's like trying to control her or possess her creation. It's because he's worried for her, because he doesn't want her to be on the out fringes of society. He wants her to be involved, and he wants her to be in the limelight. So for all you Colin Bridgerton naysayers and the ones who say that he's boring, I don't care. He's a kind man. And at the end of the day, that is all you can really ask for out of a good love interest. Just kindness. But either way, this makes me incredibly excited for season 3 because I really trust Shonda Rhimes and the show to do it justice. And I'm just, oh my God, I'm so excited now. But now we move on to Sir Philip with Love, and if my comment section on my Benedict Bridgerton video is anything to go by, I am in for a horrible time. So, see you next time.